So I got a few minutes to chit chat. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop. Yeah, I got some time to chit chat, but I wanted because I'm stuck in traffic. So I was out and about, running around, doing some things, and it's so funny because I notice. So anytime I go into any place that I normally do not go, I have my mask on. Right? I can care less what people think about that. Really, I can care less. But you know what? When you have the mask on, it's hard for them to do facial recognition on you because you know they're using that technology everywhere. And so I know for a fact, you know, coming from law enforcement, who they follow in stores and who they do not. All right? So let's just be clear and effective about that and not be in a delusion about it. So, because I know when I used to be in uniform, you know, I used to deal with loss prevention. So I know exactly their mannerisms, their behaviors, and their actions. But they're all different, though. I know exactly what happens when they see a particular race of people coming in their stores. For some reason, black females, and it's been proven that black females are followed all the time in these type of stores, these department stores or whatever stores you want to call them, home improvement stores, because I guess they have an illusion that black females can't do their, you know, because it's you know, you're doing your own. You're doing your own thing in most cases when you go into these kind of stores. Okay, yeah, I'm dealing with some of these drivers that are, you know, kind of driverless. You know, even though some of these vehicles are being driven, a lot of them are driverless because most people have no idea what the hell they're doing in their vehicles. But anyway, that's a joke. But yes, I know that they follow black females all over those stores. I know that because I work with them. You know, when I go into these stores to do reports and do this and that and the other, they're following black females, especially in these home improvement stores, because I guess they're under the illusion that we can't do home improvement. Okay, when they see black women in there, but any other race of people in there is no issue. So, and they also have these kind of, and so I have a way of calming people down per se. And just releasing them from their roles and you know how the personas, that's the word I'm saying. You know, I can release them from their personas and calm them down and know that I'm not a threat to them. Okay, so they used to share secrets. You remember what I said about secrets? It's on a need to know basis, and they used to tell me secrets that they would employ and such a manner. So usually, like I said, it was cameras. They would have their surveillance watching you. I mean, this is not a secret because everybody ought to know it. Okay, so I'm not sharing secrets. I'm just sharing what the experiences is. I mean, they follow us. They follow black females in these stores. So when I go in there, like I said, I wear my mask. So they have no idea who I am. And that bothers them because they use this facial recognition software. All of them do. All of these major stores do. Don't let them fool you. And so I know when they're following me because it's so funny when I go in a particular area that, you know, normally I ought to not have a reason to be in that area accordingly based on bias. I notice a slew of people show up as well and pretending to be looking for shit. You know what I mean? Getting in my way. Okay, why is everybody carrying on with these lane changing? What's the problem? What's the problemo? But yeah, a slew, you know, it's empty in that area when I'm in there looking around, looking for particular things. But then less than a second, not a second, but a minute, there's like a slew of people all of a sudden looking for the same things that I'm looking for. You know what I mean? It's just a bunch of bullshit. Okay, it's a bunch of bullshit. And again, they are using facial recognition. But when you have your mask on and glasses, like I do, it's hard to, especially with people of color, they cannot necessarily recognize us with this facial recognition. It's bothering them and they won't admit it. Okay? When you have people that have told me as law enforcement officers that they're colorblind, meaning they can't see certain hues of color, you mean to tell me, so in other words, they cannot identify us because they said it out of their mouths that they all look alike. So we've known over the course of time that there are a lot of black males, black females that have been misidentified by so-called witnesses that don't have a clue what they've seen. And that's very obvious. All they see is black skin, according to them, or dark skin. They don't see anything else. All right? So I just thought it was interesting because I just had that experience. I was in a home improvement store looking for stuff. You know, like I said, I do my own. You know, I like doing my own things sometimes if I can. I think it's fascinating. But it's, you know, I guess it's rare to people that black women can do home improvement. I have no idea. But I know the pattern and I know the behaviors, okay? I've been told things about what they do in order to be discriminatory. And I guess they felt because I was in a uniform, in a police uniform, they could share their secrets. So it is on a need to know basis, okay? It is on a need to know basis. And it's, you know, as long as I got this, you know, as long as I had a police uniform on, okay, I was privy to secrets and information about things and how they conduct their businesses and how they discriminate, okay? So I just thought I'd share that. Like I said, I'm stuck in traffic here. There's a lot going on, a lot of construction, which is, which is going to be a lifelong thing. There's going to always be issues with the infrastructure where you're going to have to be putting band-aids on things. So in other words, the infrastructure is not just going to end because you're passing billions and billions and dollars of money to put towards infrastructure. That's going to be a lifelong thing forever on this planet, where we're going to have to be putting band-aids on our infrastructure. Okay, I mean, you need to just accept that and stop with the lying when you start your political campaigns about infrastructure. Okay, it's going to be a lifelong thing for all of us, forever, actually, because of the damage caused to the infrastructure. Okay, the planet is, crumbling. Our footsteps have caused erosion, and has been causing erosion for decades, And I told you pay attention to your footprints, and recognize that there's so much pressure is going to cause erosion. Okay, so that says what? That there's too many footprints, too many buildings. It's crumbling the infrastructure. Okay, that's not an illusion. That's not a delusion. There's plenty of evidence. And the thing is, with a lot of us, when it comes to evidence, there's never enough evidence. How about that? If you have evidence, you need more evidence. If that's not enough, you need more evidence. There's never enough evidence, even if it's staring you right in the face. Okay? So, just keep that in mind. All of these stores have facial recognition. They're not going to tell you, and that's not a secret either. I'm sharing what they've announced and made clear. Okay, but when you go, but it is more so towards attempting to identify people of color, mostly black people, as they call us, or dark people, whatever. Dark skin, black skin, whatever. And it has been said over decades that we all look alike to them. And who is them? Well, non-black people that's logical. So now they think they're going to get this facial recognition software to identify us. And they're having difficulties with that. Okay, but they won't admit it, right? And a lot of people, as has always been happening, a lot of dark-skinned people have been misidentified. Okay, because like I said, out of many officers' mouth, they've said that they're colorblind, meaning they can't distinguish certain hues of colors. It all blends in together. Okay, that's why they're attempting to have these laser surgeries on their eyes to help them improve that. Okay, so do your research. Always pay attention to your surroundings, and you'll agree, especially black females. you'll agree that you'll go into an area looking for something, and before you know it, there'll be other people in that area, almost in less than a minute, looking for the same items, supposedly, or just showing up and fumbling around. I remember when I was in one other department store looking for something, and all of a sudden there's a white male shows up, drinking coffee, and he had no reason to be in that area. I mean, in my opinion, drinking coffee. I took him out of his comfort. He probably was sitting in an office somewhere. He saw me on the camera and he had to rush out with the coffee in his hand to find out, okay, what the hell is she looking for? What is she attempted to buy? Okay, so I thought I'd share that. I'm almost home. I got through the traffic. I thought I'd share put something in your ear to have you contemplate, cultivate, meditate, but don't ruminate. We know the realities of our situation. There's no denying it. But at the same time, I like to put some information out as well to my young people so they'll know what's going on. Because a lot of my young people, okay, are in delusion, unfortunately. I'm talking about my relatives and otherwise. There's a lot of delusion about what you know about the history. Okay, because like I said, the damage was done in the 70s before any of you were born. Okay, so I just want you to know what the realities are, and then you make a decision. But it's always best to have the truth to make effective and clearly and effective decisions with the truth, not delusions and conspiracies and theories and opinions. You can sprinkle them in, because ultimately it's about thinking for yourself. That's the whole idea, and not relying on authorities or even your parents to think for you. You need to think for yourself. If you want to be an adult, that's a requirement. Otherwise, stop thinking you're so grown and that you know what's going on, because in most cases you don't. And I'm going to make that, and it's going to be evident when future events happening. You're under this delusion that, the government's going to take care of it, or anybody else is going to take care of it. And you're going to realize you're going to be out on your own. And what you're going to do. Okay, what kind of skills do you have? Do you have electrical skills? Carpentry skills? Do you know how to fix things? Do you know how to change light bulbs? Seriously. Okay, it's not about computer. I mean, yeah, you can play on your computer games all day long. Okay, and have your simulation all day long. But can you fix something? Can you change a tire? Can you change oil in the vehicle? All these emergency things. Can you swim? Do you have a life? It's just questions that you have to ask yourself using all of your sensing. And again, be kind with yourself. If you don't know, you don't know. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Things were hidden from you for a reason. So if you don't know, you don't know. Don't pretend you do, and then get called out for putting out misinformation. Okay? I'm helping as best I can and sharing what I can so that you have effective decisions to make. But there was a lot of things, like I said, were done hiddenly and done before you were born. The damage was done before you were born. So stop acting like you know it all, because you don't. And you're going to get yourself in trouble. You're going to get yourself in a situation that you're not going to be able to handle. And then you're going to wonder why this and that happened. Okay? All right. I'm almost home. Peace and love all over the stars and moon and mountains. And trust me, I'll be back.